This is weird. I mean, I haven't brewed really in a while. I haven't done a full-out all-grain brew since my second challenge beer, the light brown beer. And doing this is basically insane. Is that what's is that a relation to the? Yeah. He's not TJ also, is it? 450. Still getting a little bit of weird smell. It's not really crazy about that, right?
Well, I saw on the sides of a couple of those pieces, there was yellow.
Yeah, I burnt that off.
Did you?
Yep. That actually burnt off pretty good.
Now, those pieces were just polished. They didn't have anything on them, right?
Not that I know of. No, they were just polished.
Huh.
So, according to this, I'm about 475. Actually, no. 325. 325 on that rock. The other part was, what did I say, 4 something?
Yeah.
475 on the, or yeah, 475 in the bottom, and it was 5 something up top.
Right, right. Oh, did you? So, to bring everything up to speed, this has been a failure. In a way. So, no. There's a bunch of, there's 5 minutes ahead of this one anyway. So we ran into was the granite remnants, basically granite countertop remnants that I was using are not granite rocks. They are apparently glued together. I would say glued together dust. You know, is what it was, because the rocks themselves actually caught fire. And well, I can't use them. So we pulled all that stuff off the fire. Still have the fire. My wort's pretty much gathered. I'm just letting it drain. I mean, this is good. It's all pre-boil. I'm okay with it. It's actually, if you can run upstairs and grab, it's the blue lid. It's on the brew stand. And I'll bring it down. I'll just put it on that pot. So now I do have some quartz laying around the house. So I'm going to go gather up quartz and put that on the fire. I'm not giving up. Not just yet. Not just yet. It ain't beat me yet, damn it. So, luckily, I'm guessing it's indigenous to this area. We have a lot of quartz. And I've got this stuff all over the yard. So I just went around and gathered up a whole bunch of good sized rocks and whatnot, and put them on the cooker. So I'm heating those up. I'm doing it oven style again, just because I think that's going to get me a hotter rock. Maybe it's hard to say. It's not in the coals, but it's on them. So we're giving this a shot. We're heating up. I think I'm going to throw a bunch of little ones like this on there. Just these will be easier to get hot the whole way around, because I don't know that I'm going to be able to get in a short amount of time those bigger ones hot the whole way through, which would be awesome if I could, but improvising. Well, no better time than present. You can hear it boiling, or you can hear it sizzling in there. Well, I got some bigger ones in here and got that fire going, putting the lid on this. Try and keep some of the heat in. Maybe, I mean, it's heating up. I'm going to have to swap them around though. I'm going to let them in there for a little bit and let it heat that whole thing up. And in the meanwhile, I'm going to go find me some more rocks. Putting on my sleeve protectors, arm protectors actually, and my gloves. I've had 2 rounds of rocks, and I've been able to get up to 190 some degrees. So I have not achieved boil yet by rock. So this is my second round. I know these 2 are really hot. I also got some in here. All right, let's see if we can get boil this time. Haha. That is close. So this, I tell you what, this ain't easy. That got me to, it got me to 200. So let me poke this guy around. Get some more heat going in there. I'm over 200. Cool. Woo-hoo. So that's 400 in there. She's going to get hot quick. I've probably got room in there. I could throw a couple of those little rocks from the earlier. I am this close to a boil. I'm doing this. I ain't going gas. I'm doing this. I'm doing it. Right now I'm doing something you don't normally do, and that's cover it, but I'm trying to maintain that heat so that when I go to throw those hops in, they're gonna rock and roll. Oh yeah, we're getting there. Viking style, baby. Viking style Sasquatch. I bet you Sasquatch was a Viking. Out with these rocks. This is heavy. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, we're boiling with rock. We are, yeah, I'm at a full out boil. So, in goes my, do you have time over there, hon? What is it?
3:59.
Okay, I'll call it 4 o'clock. Oh boy. And then goes the first edition of hops. Check this out. It's raging. It's absolutely raging. I gotta be careful that I don't get a
That's
boil
just from the
over.
rocks?
That's just from the rocks. There we go.
Wow. You should be
Hot rock boil, baby! Brewing beer with rocks. Almost passed out. Woo! Brewing beer with rocks. Oh yeah. Brewing beer with rocks out of my yard. Yes. Oh man, that's too much. Just get a rag, hanky, whatever, wet that son of a gun down and put it over your head and just let it dry. It's instant cooling. Your blood vessels are closest to the surface on your head. So as your blood pumps through your body, you're actually, this right here is a is a Herm system. It's a heat exchanger. So this has been a Viking brew day. Hot rock brewing. It is kind of cool, not gonna lie. I learned a lot today. I learned an enormous amount today. Do not use under any circumstances cutoffs from granite countertops, because they are not granite, no matter what they say. It's glued together stuff. And they will catch fire and ruin, hell, could possibly kill you. So, best case scenario for me, once I figured that out, was to go around the yard and pick up quartz that I had laying around. And we had a lot of it, turns out. So, it seems to be working, and the quartz seems to be holding up. That's what I should have done. That was, you know, it's funny, that was my initial thing, was to just use those, but I wasn't sure if they were actually quartz. But now I know they are, and work fine. Anyways, I mean, we're maintaining that heat. It hits boils. It had a couple violent boils. Almost had a boil over. I might take my boil a little bit further. I've got my Belgian candy syrup to put in yet. That's going to go in right close to the end. Hell, I might even do that at the very end. That way I'm not losing much of it. I have no idea where my numbers are or anything. So that's an update on hot rock brewing. Whew. Those are the rocks that I used. All of them, actually. Cooker's fire's just about out. I mean, it's I've breathed in enough smoke for one day. That's for sure. Mare's over there stirring up. I have the immersion chiller. I'm tired. I have the immersion chiller in there, and she's just sitting there stirring it up, trying to get it knocked down as quick as possible. My yeast cake inside is an S23, Safe Ale, Safe Lager S23 that I'm using to ferment it out with. And that yeast, I need to get this done quick because that yeast is going crazy inside. It wants this concoction quickly. So let me show you a little bit of that. Beer is in fermenter. Yeast is pitched. Now, and we have a gravity reading. My target on this was actually 1080, and I'm about 1072. So I'm okay with that. You know, I'm okay with that. I was expecting, but I have a bit more volume, and I did cheat a little bit. I added a little more red X because I knew I wasn't going to get efficiency off of the way that this was going. So
you're just under 6.
Yep, I'm just under 6. I wanted 5.5. So I'm happy with the volume. I'm happy with the original gravity of 1072, and the taste is interesting. Go ahead, tell me what you think of it. And it's honest.
Well, no, I mean, it's good. It's not, there's not anything negative. What I said was, first thing that I noticed was it smells like burnt coffee, but not burnt coffee like you've left on the burner all day long. That terrible smell. It's like a toasted coffee, like they roasted the coffee beans a little too long kind of smell. And then I tasted it, and it is sweet. Mm-hmm. Right in the middle, there's a spot that tastes like dirt. And then it finishes off with like that bitter roasty note. So I will be honest, I was surprised because I had no idea what to expect. It's a little gritty.
It is a bit
It's
gritty.
a little gritty, and it's a little thick, but you know.
Yeah, well, that's the
It's
reading, so.
yeah, but no, it's not bad. It tastes very good. It's heavy malt with a lot of toasted notes in it.
I mean, now don't swoosh it around. The grittiness.
It's settling. I know, that's what I was
Yeah.
just looking.
Oh wow. You can see it in the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's weird though that it's got us. I mean, who knew? I mean, this is.
We dug the rocks up
this
out
is
of the yard,
wort, so you know it changes the whole way through.
Right.
That's why you taste it each time. But right now it tastes like a little like dirt.
So I pitched in a yeast cake that I had saved, and
he hopes it was the right
I'm
one.
hoping it was the right one now.
Because someone didn't mark the jar.
I did not mark the jar,
Either jar.
and there was two up there. One was a safe lager S23, and the other one was for a rye whiskey. So either way, if it's the rye whiskey,
It's in
yeast,
there now.
It's in there. It might add a little bit of rye note to it, but it'll ferment out. It'll bottom it out. So we'll see how it goes. Very end. I'm pretty sure the big jar was from the rye.
I think so too.
I'm pretty sure
I think
it was.
I think it was the right one.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting brew day.
Oh my God, we're just about cleaned up. I got to clean the pot out yet, and get out of these clothes and get in the shower. Whew. I don't recommend anybody doing this kind of brew.
And if you do, I didn't do much to help today in the grand scheme of things, but if you do decide to give this a try, don't do it by yourself, because I felt like the safety monitor, so.
And I needed that.
Yeah, but anyway, cheers.
It is the next morning, and we have got fermentation. But, two things. Actually, three things. My temperature is probably about 83 degrees. 82 is lit up. 84 is starting to be lit up. She's pretty warm. So, as a matter of fact, I'm going to set this thermometer in here just to give me an idea on what the temperature is just in a couple minutes that I put this in this tub. I'm trying to cool it down. I'm actually trying to slow the fermentation down just a touch. And there's a couple reasons for that. One is when I smell it, it's good fermentation. Absolutely good fermentation. She's kicking. Not a whole lot of krausen, which is a giveaway. There's a little bit, not crazy. This was a starting gravity of 1072. And the yeast cake that I put in here was already active when I went to put it in. So, smells like rhino farts. Yep, smells like rhino farts. I put it that way because there's some of you out there that might dabble in
Other fermentation.
other fermentation. Thank you very much. Or what you do with things other fermentation or fermented, however you want to say it. And that particular yeast cake, when you ferment out, say, corn, and rye, you use an aggressive yeast. This was actually champagne yeast, the Red Star, the red pack, and that was the yeast cake I think I put in here yesterday. So it is not, by any stretch, going to be a Baltic Porter. It is not the Safe Lager S23. Giveaway kind of was when I came down and looked at the temperature and saw, we had good fermentation. I've had to fill this up 4 or 5 times this morning. No krausen. Champagne yeast, doesn't really produce a krausen. It just as aggressively ferments and produces rhino farts. So yeah, this is up to about 72 degrees, the water in here. And this was actually out of the cooler. And I was able, it looks like, yeah, so it's working. I dropped the temperature down to about 80 in just a few minutes. So I want to try and slow this fermentation down just a little bit. I don't want it to stress. I want to try and save some flavors. I want to try and, I didn't ruin the beer. However, it's not going to be what I anticipated. I don't know what it's going to be now. So now I just got to try and control it. So I want to try and slow it down. Typically a champagne yeast will have this fermented out in a day or two, and it'll be done. And I don't want to hammer it that hard. So I'm trying to slow it down. And it's by slowing it down, I'll drop this temperature, and I might have to put some ice cubes or something in here over over the course of today. But that's the update on the Stone Brew. The next day, rhino farts. Yeah, should have paid a little more. That's a lesson. If you're saving stuff, whatever you put away, don't think you're going to remember what it is, because you won't. And anybody that works for me has heard that saying 1,000 times. And now I'm proof that I was right. Think about that. Rhino farts.